Jane, I'm sorry, but this is the Vampire of Crogland House, Chapter 2. The Tale of the Bars. Why does Catherine's room have bars on the window? Asked Todd Lannister. Following Catherine's departure, Warren had lit his pipe, and the words of his reply were accompanied by smoke rolling from his mouth. That room belonged to a woman who went mad, he said, and then added dryly, let us hope the same fate doesn't befall my sister. How could you say such a thing about Catherine? Todd demanded. How could I not? Warren retorted. You know her behavior as well as I. Have you ever known a woman as obstinate as my sister? I've never known any woman at all like Catherine, Todd replied, adding quickly. Her strong-willed nature does not denote mental instability, though. Quite the opposite. Leads me to think that she's more resistant to a disease of the mind than someone of a weaker intellect. Warren did not concede that point, but he did abandon it by saying, the woman who last slept in that room was definitely not of strong mind. She was taken from this house and carted away to a madhouse as an invalid. Does she live still? Todd asked. If you can call her alive, I suppose she lives, Warren shrugged. She has to be fed and cared for entirely. She's worse than a babe. They at least crawl and try to feed. Esther Crogland does nothing but lie like a discarded thing while others accede to her body requirements. Esther, said Todd, that's Algernon Crogland's wife, isn't it? Yes. She went mad some months before Crogland himself died in this room. It was around the time when Crogland shot that tiger over there. He motioned to the trophy known as the Beast of Dunworthy. Unusual beast, that one. Have you examined it yet? It's small for one of its type, a young one most likely, and it has five claws on each foot, not four. Todd hadn't taken much notice of the exotic trophy, or the local tale of which it was a central character. He looked back to his friend after only a brief perusal and said in puzzlement, if Esther Crogland is so helpless, why are there bars on the window of her room? She's a raving lunatic when her madness first came upon her, Warren replied. She attacked everyone around her like the most brutal of beasts, snapping at their throats with her teeth and scratching with her fingernails. Warren puffed on his pipe and then said through the smoke, this house was full of the most damnable irony then, I can tell you. Crogland was out every night stalking a great cat that attacked men with all the cunning of a man's mind, while his wife was restrained in her room, acting like a rabid animal. Todd, the slow, deliberate thinker, reflected on the strange tale in silence. He died of poison, you know, Warren said in that silence. Crogland, that is. He drank a cup of hemlock in this very chair. He set the glass on this side table, sat with a book he brought back from India in his lap, and died with his eyes focused on that trophy. That cat came from India, you know. Crogland didn't bring it back. It was some other damn fool that dragged the beast here and lost control of it. When Todd still kept quiet, Warren knocked out his pipe at the fire, announced that he was off to bed, and quit the room. Todd left minutes later, and, as was his secret habit, took a roundabout route to his room that had him pass Catherine's door. He was not surprised to see a lamp still burned in her room. He knew Catherine's habit of reading alone at night. He was shocked to notice that her door was ajar, allowing the light from her lamp to illumine the hall outside her room. Taking slow, deliberate steps, he moved toward the light. There could be no harm in an accidentally unsecured door. There was no one but him and her brother in the house, so she was safe from any intrusion. Still, he told himself, it should be properly closed. He knew that he was risking Catherine's ire by seeming to be looking out for her. The independent nature he found so appealing sometimes made her feel slighted when no slight was intended. He was also taking the risk of coming upon her in a nightdress, which would not improve her mood. He was prepared to weather that storm if it came, though. He called her name quietly as he neared the partly open portal. Catherine. Receiving no response, he paused just inside the light and listened for sounds of her movement. He heard none and called out again, low but louder. Catherine, you've left your door open. The lamplight fluttered in a breeze that carried the wet scent of the mire to Todd's face. Why would Catherine have her window open on a night this chill, he wondered, and then thought, can she even open that window with the bars in the way? He pushed open her door then, calling out in a full voice, Catherine? He looked for her in bed, but didn't find her until his gaze went to the window. She was sprawled there, unmoving on the floor with broken glass around her. Todd felt faint and nearly fell as he went to her, shouting, Catherine!